random disclaimer.
What year is it? Just for context, I've recorded that opening bit where I yawned so much that, like, that one was, like, a real yawn. I think I'm getting kind of tired, which is scary because I just woke up. So, yes, hello, hi. The Goblin video. I may have lied last time whenever I said it would just be a month, but you know what? Better late than never. At least I'm getting a video out, instead of scrapping, like, 29 interesting sounding ones over the course of 7 months. Well, you guys get nothing. Now, without further ado, you guys have been waiting for this, all, like, 50 of you. Ooh, let's flex on them hoes real quick. Ooh. Oh, with my triple-digit subscriber count. Ooh. 115. Guys, I'm pimping. So without further ado, hello, persons, places, and perhaps things. Welcome to the Goblin video. Welcome back to the Apollo Jesser channel, where last time we ranked and reviewed B.S.D, the album by Tyler, the Creator, and the first one in this trilogy dubbed the Wolf Trilogy. The album sure follows Tyler, or his alter ego Ace, whichever you prefer, getting sent to see a school-mandated psychiatrist of sorts named Dr. T.C. Now, the album didn't have too much of a story, but from the coherent pieces we got, we were able to pick them out and put together one entire story. Holy fuck, I was right! From that main picture we were able to decipher, we got Tyler, or Ace, is causing some trouble and feels this violence, very specifically Ace, that affects a lot of the things going on and the people around him. Aren't I just so good at explaining stories? Now, since B.S.D was day one with the introduction, you would be quick to assume that the second day of therapy, like set up the original 3, would match pretty well with Goblin. No! Can't ruin that surprise yet. The order in which the albums take place, and if they even fit into the 3-day system, is still quite heavily debated openly today. Now, of course, I'll be offering my perspective on this, my 2 cents. So, really quick, if you have not seen the first part of this series, I would recommend it. I put it in one of these, or maybe even one of those, and that video, I think it's a pretty good watch. I think it's one of my best videos, and it will also give some much needed context to understand what I'm saying in this video, because if you're here, I'm just going to automatically assume you know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm not going to stop to give B.S.D context. I mean, maybe sometimes I will, I don't know. Without further ado, let's get straight into this thing. Let's get Goblin. Funny how these things line up, yeah? So Goblin is the second album put out by American rapper Tyler, the Creator, and this was actually his first album ever put out with a label. Shortly after the release of B.S.D and its subsequent success, he signed on with an independent British label known as XL Recordings. And as the title would suggest, I do truly believe that Goblin is a sequel album in every sense of the word. And I mean, like, of course that's the point, but I've never really seen it done like this. Goblin just feels like more B.S.D, while also treading this kind of gray between what B.S.D was and what Wolf would eventually become, kind of giving it its own oomph. There are a lot of significant events surrounding the songs in this album, but I'll focus on just one really important one right now, and that's Yonkers. If for some reason you don't know Yonkers was a single released by Tyler just shortly before Goblin, and it came with a music video where he consumes protein.
And awesome with listening.
Yeah, that's good. The album was announced shortly after the success of Yonkers' music video. It was actually so successful that in later pieces of music, Tyler writes about how it was very helpful for him and his mother. He also really hates the song, which, like, I can't blame him. On March 17th, 2011, Tyler would then give out the release date on a video he would put on the Odd Future website.
Where the fuck is my money, bitch?
No fucking way. Only a couple months later, on the 10th of May, Tyler would release the entire album. I would love if I just didn't fuck up speaking. Though it was not without setbacks. Corrupted files, scrapped ideas, I think a stolen laptop in there somewhere. He basically went through it all during the production of this album. Now, I only bring this up now because halfway through my coverage of this album, I will be bringing up something that I also brought up in the Bastard video and just really want to talk about. That being, conceptually, the first idea for Goblin, the zombie circus. But much like Yonkers, it'll get its own spotlight eventually. But as for now, let's get started on the... These cutaways never make any sense. I really gotta stop doing this to myself. Okay, so first things first. We open up with a conversation between Tyler and Dr. TC yet again.
What you need is me, someone to talk to.
This song is already creeping between Bastard and Wolf, that gray that I had mentioned before. It's almost 7 minutes of this eerie beat with Tyler talking over it, reflecting on where he is now and what Bastard did in the public scene. The beat is made up of soft synths and string instruments, almost making it sound like a Christmas song, which is only simply underlined by an electric guitar chord. There's also like muffled gunshots in there, but I don't know if they're actually gunshots, so don't at me. I would also like to start pointing out similarities between songs off this album and songs off of Bastard, with this first one being one of the only actual examples of that, I would think. Both Goblin and Bastard, the songs, not the albums, start off with Dr. TC and Tyler having a conversation that continues throughout the song. Both of them are pretty simple beats, but get nothing taken away from them because of that. However, in this conversation, unlike in Bastard, where Tyler cuts off Dr. TC and is aggressive, he seems more disgruntled. Tyler seems to be a mess here, having thoughts pop in and out of his head, looking for validation on something while also questioning what TC has to say. Now clearly this is showing us something has changed, though we're not sure what. Another thing to note is this song seemingly starts mid-conversation.
You wouldn't do that, Tyler. Kill yourself or anyone. You don't even have the balls to begin with.
We're missing something. Same with the ending bit.
All you fucking lames don't have to like me. The devil doesn't wear Prada. I'm clearly in a fucking white tee.
Whoa. Alright, she was telling me you went to New York.
Bringing this joke back because I think it's funny. So Tyler also gets asked by TC about some ambiguous her, which we know cannot be Raquel/Sarah from last album. So yeah, keep that in mind. I said that in the script, I just didn't read it, and I don't know why. I think I skipped a line. This is furthered by another line from the intro.
It's been a while since our last session.
Last session could refer to Bastard. On top of this, the 3 sessions were supposed to be set in a row. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's strange, but I can only ask you to please just keep this in the back of your mind. It's going to pay off real well. Just trust the process. Immediately, there's a lot to unpack, as well as anticipate for the following songs. Some of those things I can't even begin to talk about, like this.
I'm the star of the group, so no one else gets the respect that they deserve because of you.
Dr. TC and Tyler H's words come out in sync, almost like they shared one thought process. It's quite strange, to say the least. Lyricism's quite good, and I'd say it tops Bastard, the song, by a wide margin, which I find funny because the beginning of this song is Tyler pondering how he could even top Bastard. I also feel super vindicated because Tyler calls out Golden and Inglorious, 2 of the only 3 songs I would say are actually enjoyable to me off of Bastard, so thank you, Tyler. I would go as far as to say that this song is an S tier, but I'm not 100% sure it makes it, though it is the highest in A tier that I will ever put anything in my entire life. That is a fact. The song is very good. That skeleton in the wall is just funny shit. I'm back. Okay, so I only got to see this after I exported it, and I don't know how to fix it, but there's this weird error with the last 4 minutes of the video you just watched where I cover the first song. It just blinks. It just blinks. I don't know why. Fun. I hate this song so much, and for once it's not because of lyrical content. Despite that, however, dropped some of the biggest story hints. Some of the biggest revelations towards getting the full picture of this whole thing are hinted at here, and while I can't fully go into them, not yet anyway, I still don't want to skip out on anything this song has. First off, this song is one of Tyler's least favorites. He says that the beat was made in just a couple minutes as a joke at the expense of New York rappers, which, I mean, that's the point behind the name. In case you did not know, Yonkers is a place in New York. And despite the origin of the song, people still ate this shit up. This song almost single-handedly got Tyler's name into the position where he could grow out and branch in the public eye like this. People fucking love this song, and that ties back to why I hate it. Look, it's a fine song. It has a good beat, and overall it isn't the worst thing in the world. I would find myself listening to it if it weren't for the fact that everybody ever knows it, and I'm kind of getting sick of it. I probably wrote that down wrong. Let me explain. My problem isn't that everybody knows the song. That makes me sound like a gatekeeping asshole. No, my problem is that everybody knows the song, so everybody plays the song. So if you talk about Tyler, the Creator, it's the same 3 songs. It's Yonkers, if you're hanging out with that one person, She... it's See You Again, it's Earthquake. Yonkers is one of those songs. I don't hate Earthquake, and See You Again is fucking angelic, but everybody plays them everywhere. I get a little bit of sickness in my stomach after listening after listening to a song for too long. Ooh. Get me on a beat.
Bitch, I can make orange rhyme with banana. Or nana.
Now, it's not as prevalent as a problem today, but that song was just so prominent in the 2010s whenever everybody was using it that even though I wasn't a fan of Tyler back then, I still heard it. Much like how everybody knows Good Kid, Mad City for one reason, and that's the song Mad City. Okay, listen up. I have very vivid memories of, of Mad City being used in, Vines. It was fucking everywhere, and I was trying to find one of those to put it as an example. I found this is my example. This is my example now. I found fucking Cinema, and it's right here on YouTube. Shit's peak. Listen. Listen!
In the street, I hear
it just boosted the bass to hell and back because it was fucking everywhere. The fucking yeah every time that
this dick ain't free.
Another song like that is This Is America by Childish Gambino. I'm rambling now. It's a lot like Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. Let me explain. Hold up. Okay, now I can start talking. When it comes to 21 Pilots, I became a fan right as The Contract came out. With all the Breach hype, I just couldn't avoid getting into it any longer. I had somebody attempt to get me into it back whenever Clancy was first dropping, and I did listen to Overcompensate. This is a good fucking song. But even though I wasn't a 21 Pilots fan until recently, I had heard of Blurry Face's Stressed Out, and you probably have too. Now, it's not a bad song by any metric. In fact, I think there's this little bit of an ironic lens put on it since it got so popular whenever I was so young and I am as old as I am now. But I can't shake the stigma. It's so overplayed and I can't listen to it. Even if I wanted to, even if I had the ability to, I don't think I could. Okay, Tyler, you can come back now. The fact that I can't listen to a song that I've already listened to so much, it's this weird phenomenon I can't put to words. I wish I could, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's the same thing that causes the 2-week Minecraft phase phenomenon. Next thing we need to talk about is Wolf Haley. Now, if you watch the B.S.D video or know anything about Tyler, the Creator lore, you probably know that every album introduces a new alter ego, and you would not be too far off with this album. But what's weird is that isn't the alter ego introduced here. Not the main one, anyway. You might think that Wolf is the one for this album, considering his name is mentioned a lot, but he's not. I bring this up for a reason. Keep it in the back of your brain. There is a point where Tyler says,
I'm Wolf. Tyler put this fucking knife in my hand. I'm Wolf. Ace gonna put that fucking hole in my head. And I'm Wolf.
which is starting to, That seemingly confirms that Wolf is the one rapping here. I'd like you guys to take an educated guess on where Wolf is most explored as a character. One of the last things I want to focus on is the callbacks, with one of my favorites being,
Couple months and Tina still ain't perma fucking weave. Damn.
dude, fuck yes. It also brings up Deshay. C tier, I mean, it's okay. It catches me off guard. It feels out of place. Like the original picture of that one MatPat image. Oh my god, I figured it out. Look, it's Radicals! Look, oh my god, Radicals! It's where I get the random disclaimer soundbite. Radicals! Sorry, got a bit excited. Also, after reviewing the footage and editing through it, I can safely say that there's a fun drinking game to be found in my videos, especially this one. Anytime I use the word but, like, or as, maybe even anyway, as a stutter, take a big ol' swig. Here's water, by the way. So, as we go on, I have mentioned in the first song, but some of these songs parallel B.S.D, and this is one of them. Now, the most obvious and only so far example of this is B.S.D and Goblin, the songs, not the albums. They parallel not only in sound, but also in lyrical content, and pretty much almost in length. With that said, I believe this song parallels Parade off of B.S.D. These two songs were made years apart, and yet exist on the same plane. These two songs were made years apart for radically different radically different projects, yet they have the same meaning. They cover the same topic, maturity. Now, in my B.S.D video, I had said pretty confidently that the message of Parade is growing into and finding your own sense of maturity, because no matter how you slice it, no one person's maturity is the same as anybody else's. I mean, everybody lives a completely different reality, so there's no way in hell maturity can be all one conformed thing. I prefer to think of it as the multiple universes interpretation. The multiple universes interpretation, also called the multiple. Good day for us. Well, fucking nailed it. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Fuck me. There are infinite different dimensions and realities out there, and with the word infinite being in there, I mean non-ending. That implies literally everything out there exists, be it something as simple as a color name swap, like in that universe blue is now pink and pink is now blue, or there are ones with bigger decisions and changes made. It's much of the same with maturity. I mean, take me for example, I'm fucking 17 and I call myself immature all the time, and like, to be fair, it's true to an extent. I mean, I'm not even close to grown yet every day I understand more, I think harder, I feel more, I'm growing, and much as how I'm not the same person I was even 3 to 5 years ago, you guys won't be the same person in 3 to 5 years either. Incredibly likely that I am going to be far from this person 5 years from today. I'm gonna be 22 then. That's scary. That's a scary thought. That is the message that I believe Tyler is pushing. But it's not the only one in this 7-minute song. The beat switches, and with it, the focus of the song, then turning into you should do what you want, and you shouldn't let anybody stop you for any reason. There are people out there who are going to tell you that your dreams are impossible, and you can't do it. This song focuses on not taking that as a fact, not taking you can't as one solid answer, but the opinion of somebody who has let their dreams go. So, what you should do is let their dreams fade away. Let it happen to them. Follow what you want to do while they conform to the same monotonous pipeline that Tyler was talking about off of Bastard's Parade. The song wraps up with us honing back in on that first point, maturity, and Dr. TC challenging everything Tyler's saying, doing, or feeling by retaliating with your growing up, telling him that in the process of growing up he needs to drop his childish dreams, that Tyler needs to fall back in line, for lack of a better term. This truly is one of my favorite ending bits in any song ever.
I'm just trying to help you, man. You gotta let him go. Trust me. Let him go. You gotta let him.
Become mature day after day, nigga.
For real.
Go! You don't know shit.
Gotta let
You're a
him
fucking
go.
therapist.
Whatever. Let him go.
After a failure of my own, I felt like this song was something that I really needed to hear. Before we round this off, I would also like to bring up a special little incident at South Alabama University. Oh boys, some of you already know what I'm gonna say. In September, nothing good ever happens in September. In 2019, important year, keep that in the back of your head, 8 years after this album dropped, a student at South Alabama University wrote some lyrics, clipboard in the library, and then was charged for terroristic threats. Let me read those words to you now. Kill people, burn shit, fuck school.
Kill people, burn shit, fuck school. Kill people, burn shit, fuck school.
How radical. Along with some other choice words. And this is funny to me for a multitude of reasons. First off, the random disclaimer at the beginning of this song, so prophetic. And second, why the hell is that considered a terroristic threat? I don't know if you guys ever went to high school like I did, but I have seen way worse shit written on the, well, any surface that can be written on in high school. I forgot I wrote that in. I'm not sure if I just went to fucking Hope's Peak Academy for terrorist, but number three, these kids are kind of being forced to go to high school. This guy was paying! Also, since when did we start making our death threats on office supplies? I didn't get that memo. I mean, digging back in my memory, I can't remember that time that Ted Kaczynski wrote down his manifesto on a laser copier. So, I get what he did was wrong. I'm not defending the dude. It's just, did we really have to do that? Could we not have just, like, conducted a search in his home? Or, like, did a psych eval? Or, like, anything other than locking him up immediately, I think? I think the court system's fucking stupid. Like, he got arrested for what is basically the most tame New York City graffiti. Graffiti? I made that rhyme. I can make an orange rhyme with banana. Anyway, this song wasn't really impressing me in the first half, but after a couple listen-throughs, it started to grow on me, so I can give it a safe B tier. And shout out to those people who are going to start writing down their master plans on guillotine paper cutters. Yeah, don't do that. Don't have a master plan. So before we get started with this section of the video, I feel like it's important to address something I noticed last night. So I can't tell if it's because the editing process was maddening or if it was because I recorded it whenever I was tired as hell. But that last section had so many grammar mistakes, and I don't know if it was obvious, but I fucked up saying the multiple world, the multiple worlds interpretation. And then I said I like to think of it as, no, I like to think of it like. I didn't know if that was like noticeable to anybody else or if it's just because like editing takes a lot on my brain, but I did notice that, and I felt like it was important to address before I continue, or else I would never be able to sleep right again. So to all of those who watch Tyler out there, watch? So to all of those out there that listen to Tyler, which I'm assuming is all of you, you know this song, you recognize this song, and that's for good reason, because at the time of writing this, and maybe at the time of recording this, we can check. The rules are out. Hi guys, I came here to tell you that it is at the time of editing. I brought my receipt. This is in his top 5 most popular songs with an absolutely mind-boggling number that I need to look at the script to remember. Whew! 684,187,380 individual plays. I really like this song. I mean, Frank Ocean's soft vocals are angelic as always, and it lends itself very well to the lighter beat of this song. It also demonstrates, I feel, the best Pre-Wolf example of the evolution he would eventually undergo. Yet, despite this being a complete 180 from the sounds of B.S.D, it seems like we're following Ace here. Let me show you why. Yep. Close enough. Welcome back, Ace. How's it going, bud? So, given that showcase, you can see the contrast in the lyrics between what Frank sings and what Tyler decides he's gonna rap today. This song also follows another loose story, which I do believe is another fantasy, much like Sarah. Frank Ocean gets with a girl. Judging by the fact that there's a lyric that Frank sings about seeing a man at her window, Tyler's entrance, and fucking Ace's ultra violence, we can pretty easily deduce that this is Ace. And yet again, he talks about his signature. Wanting to fornicate with a corpse.
I just wanna drag your lifeless body to the forest and fornicate with it.
I sure am talking about something. It gets pretty uncomfortable, but it is, unironically, just a good song. The beat sounds like Tyler put his entire heart and soul into it, and that's kinda funny because I think he did. Hello chat, editing retcon here. So the beat was not made for Snoop Dogg, but rather with Snoop Dogg in mind. My fault, Tyler. There's a helicopter passing over. Shaking the glass bottles on my shelf. Okay. So with that said, I'll bestow this one with the honor of the first S tier in this list. It's honestly one of the best ones off of this album. No wonder it just has so much staying power. Okay, so immediately after me praising a song, we get easily what is one of the worst Tyler songs of all time. It's not because of lyrics, no, it's because it sounds like he got this beat off of a SoundCloud with 30 followers. There really isn't any lore to speak of, so I'm just gonna start going in on this song, honestly. First of all, the lyric Free Earl. At the time, friend and fellow Odd Future founding member Earl Sweatshirt was sent to a, Samoan boarding school, which I'm pretty sure is the name of Mauga Overwatch 2's ult.
Shut your fucking mouth!
You get off the game, it's rotting my brain. Second, towards the end, there's this sound that is just kind of like that one that's all over TikTok, the fa. Can't stop hearing it, somebody please send help. You know what? I'm instituting a new tier because of how bad this song is. I will call it Paul tier, in reference to a Soldier 76 me and Gang played with, who went 2-9. Great, now get this fucking song out of my ears. This song is just, it's so much. I guess let's start with the intro. And TC's back to talking to Tyler, so you know shit's about to get heavy. What follows is 5 minutes of Tyler bouncing between self-loathing and insurmountable anger. Talking about how he doesn't feel love. Not that he's incapable, nor that he's running from it, but rather it's running from him. I'd like to take a small second to talk about the beat. It's comprised of these calming chimes and these snappy drums, all being contrasted by what it is Tyler's saying. But though it contrasts, it still matches perfectly. pulling out the nerd for this one. But in music theory, there's this thing called a countermelody. A countermelody is whenever two songs are made, and though overlapping them looks like it would make them contradict and flow against each other, when actually put to paper, it flows incredibly well. It matches in its own way. It kind of merges with itself. Now, there is no direct countermelody present in the song, but the lyrics act as one. It shouldn't go with this beat, yet it does, and they transform around each other. The lyrics are on the beat, and vice versa. The instrumental goes from dreamlike to making me feel like I'm cornered just with the context of the lyrics alone. This song is its very own special thing, and that's why it will earn the second S tier in this list. Just right above She. Nothing else works in its place, as Tyler talks about the fear of losing his friends, them all being fake, wanting to end his life while at the same time missing his life without losing it, feeling the sudden, overwhelming pressure of this attention that he's getting. The song rounds off with Tyler telling TC that there's a voice in his head, somebody urging him to consistently do awful things. And when TC asks for the name of the person, we begin to anticipate Ace's name. And at this point in the story, given what we know, it's not an unreasonable assumption. But then, everything takes a sharp left turn for the rest of the story-based songs in this album.
It tells me to do this shit that I don't want to fucking do.
What's his name?
Tron Cat.
You guys like what I did there? I made it negative. I made it scary. Anyway, the foreshadowing paid off. This song also parallels something off of Bastard. Again, one of the few that does so. Can you guess which one? If you guessed Sarah, bing, 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 you're right. I want to go back to bed so bad. For winning, your prize is having to listen to me talk about this, how much I hate this song. I will now also repeat myself from last video. This was made 14 years ago to make you and me mad. And it was made by a teenager. Again, 14 years ago. That said, just let me rant. So this song is Tyler talking. More accurately, Tron Cat. You know, just saying heinous shit for the sake of saying heinous shit, which sounds like Ace, but we could distinguish them in their characters by a couple different big speech traits. Ace has many moments in Bastard where Ace has many moments in Bastard where he's almost self-reflective. Though he can be violent about it, he still talks about love. He still seemingly feels love. With what we know, Tron Cat says, there's not an ounce of love, not a single bit. Only hatred. Stuck in this charged meltdown, letting thoughts come out of your mouth that would never even occur to somebody even slightly mentally healthy. So now the question becomes, if Dr. TC can influence everybody's mind, like Tyler's, who's to say that him influencing someone like Ace wouldn't turn him into the train wreck we were witness to in Bastard? We can no longer truly trust that we know which character, and if independently, is speaking. This new character just shakes literally everything up. Another interesting note is TC's voice will sometimes play under some of the lyrics. Now, this is nothing new, but it's also just not common. When it does happen, it's random. It has no pattern, which would make sense if you decide to take the theory that he's just, writing this down. He's repeating it as if he writes it down. Something a therapist would do. However, something a therapist doesn't usually do whenever writing stuff down is say it with emotion. Whenever he puts the same emotion into the words, it becomes more ominous now. He's not just writing it down, he can't be. And that confusion that he brings with his being ominous only tangles things further whenever the song ends and he shares our confusion and worry. The beat isn't really anything of note, but I think it's cool how towards the end of the song it kind of collapses.
make it extra climactic.
What the fuck?
Makes me feel kinda stuck, which, fun fact about me, I have very slight claustrophobia. Not a lot of things can kick it up. This song somehow did, so thank you, Tyler, for making me feel like I'm in a very small room. Okay, and then also, this final line that goes into the next song paints yet another interesting picture. Dr. TC asks,
How's that girl you were telling me about?
now, this girl can't be Sarah or Rachel. Am I saying that right? I totally just butchered that, didn't I? He knows the conclusion to that story, as do we, so... On top of this, there's a bar in the middle of Nightmare where TC asks,
How's today?
setting up this pattern of established information that we have no idea about, furthering the question of if this is truly the second session as we're seeing. Before we round this off, I would also like to talk about another really odd thing Dr. TC says. So he's talking to Tyler and he says that, and then he just cuts himself off before he can finish saying what he isn't. And at this point, I'm not even sure what he even couldn't be. Actually, I do. But shut up, I want to make it dramatic. This song is it's just flat out awful, but it gives us some of the most important answers that we have ever gotten. The biggest pieces and hints to figuring this whole thing out are in Tron Cat, so for that, I can't dock it too much, but this song, it certainly is a song. There's other things I can talk about, but for now, I'll just leave that there until we get more revelations to talk about. As for now, this is Low C, below Yonkers. Oh, fellas, sorry if my voice in the last section bored you. My heart wasn't in it. Can anybody blame me? Can anybody blame me, though? So this song follows up on a question I posed just a couple minutes ago and gives us a more clear-cut picture of who Ace is as a character. This song follows Ace falling in love with a girl and then going through all the thoughts and emotions that come with that. At a point, daydreaming about all the more intimate things he would like to do with the girl. However, very clear distinction from any other time he's talked. It's not implied to be unwanted, unreciprocated, or forced in any manner. A stark contrast to any other time he talks about his interests, furthered by the fact that here he doesn't sound angry or anything, he just kinda sounds methodical, more so. This is who Ace truly is, and it's not without flaws. But we do learn that without the influence of Tron Cat, Ace enjoys things that could be seen as cheesy or corny. Sorry, I just started thinking about all those people on TikTok that I really hate.
Tyler the Creator just announced how he's dropping a brand new album in August. Let's talk about it.
It's this all alongside being a jealous person. Like, he gets angry whenever she doesn't text him back, or doesn't text him back fast enough. And sure, that's bad. That's really only the furthest it goes, though. And for Ace, that's kind of crazy, dude. The girl also seems to be leading Ace on. Like, she'll hold his hand whenever they walk home, or she'll video call him. Every person I video call just really wants to fuck. She cries to Ace about her current boyfriend, and eventually she tells him that they broke things off. Ace is happy at first at the news, buying them tickets to go see a show, even. And then, that following night, he sees her about to kiss a guy. At a Wendy's, of all places. Can't lie though, that beer-battered chicken club, it is good. It will make you act up. He finds out who the guy is, turning out to be that ex that supposedly she had broken things off with. And after they got tickets to go sit down in a stuffy room with a bunch of people and watch a play, I really hope no presidential person figure gets shot in the box seats. That would be awful. She had gotten back with her ex, and that tore Ace just straight to the ground, even sadly saying,
It's
And when Ace's friends ask him what's been going on with the girl, he decides to lie, telling them that she moved to Nebraska. Honestly, who the fuck is gonna go fact check that shit? Nobody's going to Nebraska optionally. I'll also go ahead and point out this line.
Her name is my password.
Not relevant now, but if you'd like to tune in for the wolf video, this song really is eye-opening towards the story. It shows us individualities of each character without the influence of Tron Cat, and that's incredibly important to being able to nail down what it is exactly Tron Cat's doing. The beat even sounds like a What? The beat even sounds like a softer toss of what the B.S.D beat sounded like, and that's pretty cool. I like that. It's interesting and probably one of the most relevant songs between these three albums, so I'll go ahead and give it an A tier, just right below Goblin. This song begins with me asking the humble non-binary person what their pronouns are, but they vocalize a / as R.
They are them.
That was stupid. I should die.
Kill them.
Tyler, no. This song has no lore relevance, and that's always really nice after all of that. Oh, and Haji's here. Hi, Haji.
Fuck two dope boys.
Man, we really are just going back to B.S.D with this one. Yeah, so this song sounds, just to me anyway, like a scrapped B.S.D track. And if I'm being perfectly honest, this is probably one of the only Tyler songs where somebody who's a feature on it just completely outdoes him. Haji on his verse just fucking kills it. And while we're on the topic of lyrical content, let me just say it. That hook, whack as fuck. It makes me laugh, but holy SoundCloud. The beat sounds like something from a Newgrounds game, you know? Like, this sounds very randomly like something from fucking Pico's school, and if we go down on Spotify to look at who the composer is... Holy shit. Now, that's just a joke, but I think it's a perfect segue to talk about how delightfully weird this song's history is. So, the song is composed by a guy on Spotify simply called G Long. I look him up, and I've tried looking into wikis about this. G Long doesn't exist! Who is G Long? Second, this song was played on Jimmy Fallon, but with a very heavily censored version, which is just, it's beautiful. And the cherry bomb on top, the cover for the single of this song, I can't show it on YouTube, but whenever I say it's a picture of a dude eating and it's from an obscure underground film, I'm pretty sure you can pick up on my signals, and if you can't, don't drive! There's only so much my turn signal can tell you. That's all I have to say. See above Yonkers. This song really isn't anything special, and that's not just me throwing words out there. Honestly, it sounds like a demo recorded during B.S.D, and it's not even close to good. The lyrical content and beat just kinda suck, and next in the script what I have written is a proclamation of how angry I am that this song goes into a dip and becomes a different song, but isn't a slash track. It's also the 10th track, which is... But... somebody in the comments of the B.S.D video really helped me out on this one and pointed out to me that there was, in fact, a slash track on Goblin. It's just not listed as such anywhere, which is weird. I'm back and Lane Boy's playing through my headset. Yeah, so I accidentally missaid the person's name in the video, and I don't want to do that. So thank you, Nebula Animator 64, for that tidbit. It did actually help a lot. Here is your slash track. It's not good. There is literally nothing to this song. It's not catchy, there is nothing special about the beat, it's just a flimsy song. It doesn't work. It's the Mr. Beat of this album. Just stuck in the middle of a pretty good album. I'm not comparing Goblin and Nonagon Infinity. By the way, I would never do that. Nonagon Infinity is better. Anyway, yeah, it's just stuck in the middle of a pretty good album being mid as fuck. No, it's not even mid. It's just a bad, boring song. If Nightmare was an example of a counter melody being done with lyrics, then I feel like this is a perfect example on how not to do that. The lyrics, the tone, the beat, they're all different, but whenever they mash together, they don't make something new, better, or coherent. I mean, for as much as I hate this song, though, I just can't be any more mad than I am at Transylvania. Tyler went for an experimental sound, but each of those highs will eventually lead to a low. Like this song, or the aforementioned. Tron, Cat, and Sarah are two examples of a song that I would call Oh No Why Say That bad. Meanwhile, this song is just Tom I Work at McDonald's brand of hot ass. I never thought I'd bring that guy's name into discussion with my goat, but hey, even all of us need to take a step back and realize that our goats can miss steps climbing up that mountain. Goat joke, don't ever ask me for anything ever again, you wannabes. D tier. Fuck this song. Huge day. Heard about that new A$AP Rocky and Tim Burton drop. Listening through that, can't wait to get to the song with the gorillas in it. Oh, Murdoch, what are we doing? What are we doing in the Buck Ink Gallery? Nada! Okay, fellas, so Fish is the 10th track off of this 15th track album, which means it's time for our 2/3 intermission.
Today's
subject, Zombie Circus. Now, Zombie Circus has always interested me. It was mentioned in B.S.D, and honestly, out of all the Scrap Tyler projects that we know about, it probably is my favorite. For I have misspoken. Yeah, okay, so Zombie Circus isn't its name. It's like Welcome to the Disco from motherfucking Call Me If You Get Lost. People thought that the next album would be called Welcome to the Disco. And it just fucking wasn't. Same with this one. Motherfuckers thought it would be Zombie Circus, and then they made that fake cover art that I put at the front of this. So I want you to know that that's not its official name, and also that art isn't real. It just caught my attention the most. That name's pretty cool. Unrelated, but before the launch of Chromacopia, before we knew anything by a couple months, I had a dream. And in that dream, it was revolving around something kind of unimportant and personal. But at the end of it, I checked my phone, and I received a notification from Spotify. Tyler had dropped 2 albums. Zombie Circus and the so heavily speculated 8th studio album. Was it 8th? Yeah. I'm smart. Welcome to the Disco. Of course, that never ended up leaving my dream and breaching my actual Spotify homepage. But a few months later, we would get Chromacopia, and then eventually Don't Tap the Glass, which is almost a double, because if people can call Clancy into Breach a double, I can call Chromacopia into Don't Tap the Glass a double. Fraud! Where the hell was I? Oh, right. Zombie Circus. Zombie Circus was supposedly recorded between the time that B.S.D came out and Goblin premiered. Not much is known, but Tyler stated in an interview, which is now lost media, that the album would drop soon. Fucking Tyler lost media. And fuck the media being lost, I'm losing the plot. So funny. Again, we don't have much, but after a series of several years and several incidents, some information was gathered and put into a database by fans. The biggest standout being a song called No, I don't want to go back. Oh boy. Good thing this song never came out. What do you mean leaked 4 years ago? Towers? What towers? Before this song got leaked, it was apparently designated Tyler's most disturbing song, which, I don't know. I can only imagine what it's about! Do not play that song. We also got Roses and the Tramp 3, which are both just beats, instrumentals released from the album. Tyler was asked in an interview if there's anything from this era that had yet to leak, and Tyler said yes, a song called Hook Line. So we got that. On this track list is also the first version of a song called Couch, which Earl Sweatshirt would then rework for his debut mixtape. Oh yeah, and also an instrumental that just doesn't have a name. The history of Zombie Circus is a long and winding one that I enjoy talking about and looking into. It's interesting. We are far from done about having side tangents related to Zombie Circus in this series, and I imagine eventually it will breach into my other videos as the madness consumes my brain. But for now, thank you for letting me yap about something stupid. Let's get back to the rankings. So, because I wasn't able to say anything between the part where I said what I said unscripted and now, I'm just gonna ask, how was my 2D Murdoch impression? Sound off in the comments. Alright, dude, I kind of love this song. I was just feeling it the whole time. Like, it is so good. The beat is perfect, literally tailor-made. And there's no lore or anything, which is nice, so I'm just gonna talk about how much I like this song for a second. Haji's flow is just smooth as fuck, same as Tyler's, and the beat's made out of these softer tones that are just kind of more foreign to Tyler's music at this time. It contrasts the entire rest of the album. It's a perfect break song with the vocals only furthering that. This song is just Tyler talking about summery, romancy type of things. That made grammatical sense. And the vibe is just matched perfectly by every aspect of the song, I feel. It feels almost nostalgic, and don't ask me to elaborate on that because I can't. I can't. My theory as to why nostalgia is the way it is always boiled down to two things: association and lighting. And this can't be association because I'm just now hearing this song for the first time. And it obviously, very obviously, can't be lighting. Now, something I've failed to mention in both this video and the Bastard video is the genre horrorcore. When Bastard came out, and even still now, people labeled the album horrorcore whenever Tyler came out and said that just straight up it isn't. That wasn't his goal. So I think this album was 1,000,000% made with that in mind. He's just like, I don't want to be labeled a horrorcore artist. And I bring this up now because I think this song might have been written in response to all those words. I think he wanted to clear those horrorcore allegations, for lack of better phrasing, or just prove that he's much more. I mean, the entire song is him and Haji spitting heat for 3 minutes straight. My only complaint is that there isn't enough of it, simply. This goes to the top of the list. Wait, hold up. You know, I wasn't planning to do this until the Wolf video, but I think this song gets the honor of the first S tier. Double S tier. Double. This song's just way too groovy. Not a groovy thing about it. We all know what to bump next summer. It's gonna snow. I'm in a different shirt. And there's a plane flying over me. Okay, I want you guys to guess what B.S.D stands for. So this song has a Bastard parallel too, and I believe that is Tina. I won't have much to say here because it's just, you know, another silly fun record between three friends. That, of course, being Tyler, Jasper, and Taco, all just back in the studio together again. It's great. Jasper isn't the best lyricist, but it's just always nice to hear him rap. It sounds like they're just having a lot of fun. Tyler's talking about, you know, the usual. The type of thoughts that really only break into his mind whenever TRON cat's there, but, you know, I just... Nothing of story relevance happens in the throwaway songs anyway, so... With that said, why doesn't Jasper get a second verse? I mean, like, Taco gets a second verse, and it's Tyler's music, but, like, Jasper just kind of gets nothing? No, we're nearing the end of the song. Maybe he gets to say a funny outro or something, I don't know.
Taco, y'all my niggas, man. I love y'all niggas. I'm sorry.
Oh! He just killed Taco and Jasper! What the fuck? Tron Cat is obviously here. And each time he shows himself, we get a further and further taste for what his truest colors are. Now, at this point, I don't think it matters if it was Tyler, Ace, or Wolf who pulled the trigger. Because no matter how you spell it out, how you look at it, it's Tron Cat's fault. Be it his influence or him himself directly pulling the trigger. There is a lot to dissect about Tron Cat, but we can't do that now, considering he has no substantial anything. We just know he's malevolent. That's it. While the others split off from Tyler's mind in a completely natural way, Tron Cat just seems to be this unstoppable force that just whispers awful commands into the other's ears. Horrific things that caused the events of Sarah, or any one of the other 10 songs where Tyler talks about doing something obnoxious. I don't know. Doing crack and eating hookers or something. This song goes in C tier, just right above Tron Cat, and that is higher than I initially wanted to put it, but that's just, it's definitely influenced by that ending bit. It catches you off guard that first time around, I'll tell you. So this song is 8 minutes long and just sets one of the heaviest tones out of any Tyler song just ever. Unironically, this track kinda shakes me every time I listen to it, which feels weird to say about a Tyler song. This song follows Dr. TC looking back into Tyler's brain and determining that it's suffocating him more than anything else around him, honestly. So, for that, he brings Tyler's friends in. The song reflecting that by bolstering this huge list of collaborators like Mike G, Haji Beats, Frank Ocean, and Dr. TC mentions how he wanted to get Taco and Jasper but couldn't get a hold of them. And together these collaborators take turns giving their own little peep into their window of Tyler's life. Hence the name. Once we get to Tyler's verse, it's very clear that he's just angry, very stressed. He lashes out at just everybody, including his manager, and he only gets angrier as he starts arguing with a third party, going back and forth. And as they do, you can really you can feel the desperation, you can feel the anger building up. It all just rushes in this moment, that drowning that Tyler feels. And since this continues off of B.S.D. and features Dr. TC, we know it's story-based, meaning that Tron Cat is still likely influencing Tyler. And all of this anger just builds to a fever pitch that results in the ending of the song being kind of a murder party. Tyler pulls out the gun that he used last song and kills everybody, every single collaborator in the room.
Okay, fuck it. Elvis has left the building. Fuck. This.
Only leaving Haji, who tries to plead with Tyler but ends up getting nowhere.
Nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, what the fuck are you doing? You just go... Nigga, hold on. Nigga, hey,
sorry.
Nigga, all the shit we've been through, can we just fucking talk about this? Nigga, you just gonna shoot me and my mother?
Immediately after the act is done, Tyler's cold demeanor just seems to vanish, and the panic comes back. An overwhelming, sweltering wave of emotion re-enters his brain as he realizes what it is he's done. And if my language wasn't, conveying it quite properly enough, I think the feeling here now goes from drowning to being on fire. Before, no matter how much Tyler's life flooded, no matter how much water seemed to seep in, it always remained. His world stayed. Maybe stagnant, maybe drowning, but it stayed. Now that he's killed his friends, he has nothing left. His world is now on fire, and it can't be fixed. In his mind, the panic can't be quelled, so we get this kind of really haunting ending section. It's easy to see, but Tyler has always been into the theatrics, and I wrote this before Marty Supreme came out. He he just acts like somebody who just killed on the whim of somebody else. Somebody with more pull than anybody else in his life, even more than himself. The song ends eerily with Dr. TC telling Tyler that everything will be okay. He's his friend, with this cold demeanor as the song nears its end. This song is an S tier, just right above Nightmare. It's the self-contained story, as well as the greater implications of it, are just too great to ignore. Not to mention, this song is done incredibly well, and is a super effective penultimate song. I'm counting this one as the penultimate, not the next one. Sue me. This song's just an instrumental, so I can't really find too much to talk about. Stopped that sentence abruptly, acted like I had something else to say. In a story-based album, there isn't really much you can say about an instrumental, so, like, it really isn't anything of note beyond Boner Jam. Now, I would like to talk about the name, though. AU and 79 are the atomic symbol and number, respectively, for a certain little element. $100 to whoever can guess. We've made it to the end of the album, and this is one of my favorite closing tracks of any project ever, but it is too fucking much. I'm being completely honest whenever I say this. Whenever writing down this part of the script, I had to go through 4 different drafts because I don't know how to talk about all of this. There's so many moving pieces. So we start with Dr. TC telling Tyler,
Tyler, you obviously have some fucking problems, and this is the end of this session. Anything else you gotta say?
And this song slips into this methodical feel while also keeping the same grunge as Bastard, I feel. It's like if Bastard had a fucking mega evolution. The darker subject matter, just an overall tone, get carried over, and it is a pretty good atmosphere being set. Tyler talked about quite a few different aspects of his life. Him going to college just to record Bastard, his dad leaving, and his mom having to raise him a single parent. It turns into this kind of almost awkward back and forth between Tyler and TC, and Tyler is just angry. He's just going off. And while TC tries to calm him down, his words of support and empathy only serve to make Tyler that much angrier. As the song ends, TC calls in security for Tyler, and Tyler starts freaking out even more. And then, before he can even make any sort of move at all once, security comes in and gives him... I fucked that up. Security comes in and gives him 2 maybe doses of something. And as they do, we get the absolute last moment of this album. A moment that has single-handedly cemented this song as one of the best to come out of Tyler's music around this era.
Dr. TC. See, Tyler? I'm the conscious. I'm Tron Cat. I'm Ace. I'm Wolf Haley. I'm...
Me.
And now that that gets revealed, everything else just slowly starts slotting into place on its own. It's like having an article of clothing and pulling off that one thread that holds it all together. The seemingly random knowledge of events we never hear about or heard talked about. The omnipresence of the setting and his voice throughout this entire project. And even instances of their voices layering, seemingly becoming one. Either way, this reveal completely recontextualizes everything. You can go back and listen to Goblin and spot a million different things that you wouldn't have noticed the first time around, which makes it a really enjoyable re-listen. Whenever a concept album can get you to come back because it puts a new meaning to itself halfway through or at the end point, it's really, really good. But whenever you can do that and have most of the songs be incredible too, that's a special thing. Such as Damn by Kendrick Lamar, hailed as one of the greatest rap records of all time because of that reason. Concept albums are a very special thing, And alongside music videos, I will never stop preaching that part of this art. It is very important we do not lose it. Top of S. Okay, fellas, you know what time it is. Now, of course, I couldn't find a way to make this look visually appealing again, but, we can just settle for reading again. So first up is the Paul tier, the new tier added this very video. Just for Transylvania, what the fuck was that? In D tier, we also have one song, which is Fish. In C tier, we have Tron Cat, B.S.D, Yonkers, and Sandwiches. B tier is also one song, for some reason, and that would be Radicals. In A tier, we have Her, AU79, and Goblin. In S, Nightmare, Window, and Golden. And then finally, for the double S category, we only had one song for that as well, and that was Analog. Goblin, just on its own, is a very, very interesting album. Just the work that was put into it, and the story itself isn't something I see in art all that much anywhere else, so it's really cool to get to talk about it here. Before recording this video, Goblin was my second least favorite album, and you know what? I can't say it's changed too much, but I have found myself enjoying songs that I hadn't previously off of Goblin. And I enjoy that. Goblin, just as a whole album, earns a B in my mind. I thought it was definitely going to be lower, but I enjoyed myself a lot more than I had initially thought I would. You know, obvious low points excluded. Going back through the Tyler albums is an experience, and one I'm glad I chose to pursue. Again, this is one of my least favorite Tyler albums just ever, but I think that just goes to show so much more how good the stuff he makes is. If the popularity doesn't show it, it definitely should show it here. Even one of his more subpar mediocre projects has me putting it really high on my list, personally. Tyler has a talent, and it's nice going through and dissecting, seeing how the process happened across the 4 years that this era of his career lasted. Real quick, before closing it off, I do want to say something just kind of unscripted, because I have now missed 2 deadlines for this video. This year, I'm trying to be more consistent with my YouTube upload schedule, especially since I have never actually been consistent. I think the most I've ever been consistent with is, like monthly videos for 3 months, 3 years ago. So I wanted to get back into doing consistent content and posting once a month. This is January's video. So obviously I can't be consistent whenever I'm sitting down regularly to write down 11-page long scripts. It's just, you know, it's not very beneficial to either party here. So I will be taking a break from the longer videos to make shorter videos, ones that take a lot less brain power to both make and consume. Not that they're gonna get really lazy or anything, it's just I need to take some time to evolve my content more as we move further into the future. So this month there will be another video alongside this one. It will come out the last Friday of this month. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Subscribe to me because I'm epic. And, yeah. We sure did gobble.